Here's your wrestling news for August 24th, 2021. And your headlines for today include Cena leaving WWE again, WWE making plans for his last show. You can't help but get frustrated. WWE Hall of Famer blasts booking of Becky Lynch's return. Brock Lesnar's next appearance for WWE confirmed. You're making fun of me too. CM Punk hits back at fans mocking crying fan. Raw superstar embarrassed by ridiculous new outfit. WWE spoil championship plans on this week's Raw. WWE's relationship with 2K seriously strained after latest game delay, and more. We are kicking off today with John Cena, who came up short at SummerSlam, losing to Universal Champion Roman Reigns in the main event. It was last month that Cena made his return to WWE, and it's been previously reported that he'll be sticking around for the September 10th SmackDown in Madison Square Garden. Many fans may want Cena to stick around after that, but according to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, that won't be happening. In his report, Johnson notes that WWE are moving forward with the understanding that John won't be available for future bookings after the September 10th show due to his Hollywood commitments. Cena is set to start filming for his newest movie, Argylle, very soon, and we'll have to see what the 16-time WWE World Champion does inside the world's most famous arena in the last appearance of the Summer of Cena. One person who fared much better at SummerSlam was Randy Orton, who captured the Raw Tag Team titles with Riddle. This victory marks Orton's first tag title win in nearly 5 years, but the Viper also made history in a different way last Saturday. With his appearance at SummerSlam, Orton ties The Undertaker's record for the most SummerSlam appearances, with both having 16 appearances each. The SummerSlam match also means that Orton has 175 pay-per-view matches to his name, just one behind Kane's record at 176, and with the Brothers of Destruction effectively retired, it'll be just a matter of time before the Viper adds 2 more records to his incredible career. More from SummerSlam as Becky Lynch made her triumphant return to WWE after over a year away, with some booking that left a lot to be desired. Replacing Sasha Banks, who couldn't make the show due to unexplained reasons, Lynch squashed Bianca Belair in seconds to win the SmackDown Women's title, undoing all of the EST's momentum over the past year. The man wasn't on last night's Raw, but a vignette aired of her return, which drew huge boos from the crowd, according to Ryan Satin. Just last week, the idea of fans booing the man seemed unthinkable, but fans are clearly angry with the booking, with the belief that all their time invested in Belair and her accomplishments was a waste of energy. For what it's worth, Lynch is expected to turn heel soon, and will reportedly be SmackDown's top female heel and feud with Belair. But there's a big question as to whether fans want to see Lynch at all after what happened at SummerSlam. Lynch's win at SummerSlam hasn't gone down well with the fans, and those in the industry aren't too happy about it either. Speaking during the SummerSlam after-party about what her favorite SummerSlam moment was, Nikki Bella blasted the show and called out WWE's booking of the SmackDown Women's title. She explained, "You have someone like Bianca, who is such an incredible talent, and you can't help but get frustrated when you see moments like that for a championship that meant so much and was lost within seconds. So I have to admit, for this SummerSlam, there truly wasn't anything that was my favorite." We'll have to see how Bianca bounces back, as few people expected her reign to end at SummerSlam, especially since Lynch hadn't been advertised for the show beforehand, but the WWE Hall of Famer wasn't a fan of the match or the entire show. Lynch wasn't the only huge return at SummerSlam, as the show ended with the return of Brock Lesnar, who confronted Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Seemingly returning as a face, Lesnar greeted the crowd in Allegiant Stadium after the show, and we now know when the Beast will appear next. During Raw, it was confirmed that Lesnar, as well as Becky Lynch, will be on this Friday's SmackDown, which will air from the Simmons Bank Arena in North Little Rock, Arkansas. It'll be interesting to see how Lesnar fares against the Tribal Chief and how Paul Heyman will play a role with his 2 clients, but we'll have to wait until Friday to see this storyline unfold. AEW news next, as CM Punk's debut on Rampage last Friday was possibly the company's biggest signing, and fans in Chicago got a sweet treat after his promo. Exiting the United Center, fans were handed CM Punk-themed ice cream bars, something that fans have been waiting for ever since Punk demanded the return of WWE's ice cream bars in 2011. It now turns out that the decade-long wait for ice cream bars has ended because of Punk himself, as he himself pitched the concept and had worked for 2 years with Pretty Cool Ice Cream to make it a reality. Not only that, but Punk paid for all the ice cream bars at Rampage out of his own pocket, in a show of serious generosity by the former WWE champion. Punk's first match has already been confirmed to be against Darby Allin at All Out, and he will be on this week's Dynamite, and the best in the world has shown that money isn't a factor in him giving the fans what they want. With Punk's AEW debut coming 7.5 years after his WWE departure, fans were ecstatic to see him back, and some fans were overcome with emotions in the moment. During Rampage, one fan was shown crying as Punk made his entrance, something that has polarized fans online, as the fan has been ridiculed by countless people for his reaction. In an appearance on ESPN Chicago, Punk himself defended the fan, saying there's nothing wrong with crying at awesome moments. He said, "I'm a Chicago sports guy. I cried when the Cubs won the World Series. I cried when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup. The time that I was alive when they won the Stanley Cup, not back in the 60s. So anybody who's making fun of that dude, you're making fun of me too. There's nothing wrong with being emotional at a sporting event or anything you like. I'll cry at a Marvel movie." Punk has no problem with fans being emotional, and we can't blame fans who have waited so long to see Punk back in the ring, and they'll have plenty more opportunities to watch the best in the world thanks to his multi-year deal with AEW. Punk's debut last Friday was nothing short of epic, and according to the man himself, was an all-time highlight of his career. Speaking to ESPN 1000 Chicago, AEW's newest star didn't hold back when speaking about his debut, saying, "I was discussing this with a couple of my friends, and that might have been the greatest moment, the greatest night of my career. The entire night couldn't have gone more perfect." Punk's debut has earned praise from the fans, those in AEW, WWE superstars, and even Jim Cornette, who called last Friday's appearance perfect. Punk has already had a great career with several world titles and WrestleMania moments to his name, but not even Money in the Bank 2011 or his 434-day reign as WWE champion can compare to what happened on Rampage. Over to Raw now, as one night after his NXT Championship loss to Samoa Joe, Karrion Kross looked to bounce back, earning a decisive victory over Ricochet. It's good to see that the WWE hasn't given up on him just yet, but Kross is still missing Scarlett on the main roster, and she adds a lot to his character beyond his entrance. Squashing the former United States champion, Kross has more victories than defeats on the red brand, an impressive stat given how poor his first couple of weeks after being called up were. From the look of things, WWE is intent on pushing him, though they still need to take their time to develop his character and entrance just a little more. The crowd in San Diego had heat with the now former NXT champion, which is a good sign, but we're wondering how sustainable his push is going to be, especially given the treatment of other former NXT champions such as Keith Lee. If nothing else, at least he's picking up wins on TV, something that the Limitless One and others can't brag about at this time. Not everything went well for Kross on Raw, as he got new attire which looked ridiculous on the former NXT champion. Donning a mask and matching suspenders, the look could have worked in the 1980s, but not in 2021, and it overshadowed his dominant win over Ricochet. If there's a silver lining, it's that WWE is at least making an effort with Kross, even if their efforts led to this fashion faux pas on Raw. Hopefully it won't be too long until Scarlett joins her real-life boyfriend on the red brand, as the former champion needs some major changes to work on the main roster. And after this week's Raw, another change of costumes should be in the works for him too. Raw also saw an appearance by Nikki ASH, who was understandably upset about her Raw Women's title loss at SummerSlam, but recovered nicely in tag team action. Aligning herself with Rhea Ripley, the pair faced Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler in a fun match where Nikki and Rhea showed signs of great chemistry. The finish was an especially impressive display of chemistry, as Nikki took a dive to the outside to take out Nia Jax, giving Ripley the opportunity to finish Baszler off with the Riptide. The commentators mentioned how well the pair worked in the ring, and even the skeptical Corey Graves couldn't fully deny it, as all signs point to a new tag team being formed. Ripley and Nikki could be the WWE's next odd couple tag team, and we wouldn't be surprised if they received a title push. As two of Raw's most popular stars, the pair could be the ones to dethrone Natalya and Tamina, so expect the former two Raw Women's Champions to have gold around their respective waists in the near future. Since losing the moniker as King of the Ring, Baron Corbin has been on a downward spiral both in the ring and financially. On the SummerSlam kickoff show, Corbin lost to Big E, who regained his Money in the Bank briefcase, but after that loss, Corbin's luck did turn around in Las Vegas. In a series of videos, Corbin documented his time in a casino, where after gambling with what little he had left, was able to win a total $1,300 from his trip. Saying that he loves Las Vegas, Corbin will now be able to afford a new shirt and a good meal, and seemed very happy with his trip to Sin City. Of course, this is part of a storyline, and we don't encourage anyone in financial difficulty to gamble to solve their problems, but it was certainly a good weekend for the Lone Wolf. Back to Raw, and whether fans like it or not, Charlotte Flair is once again Raw Women's Champion, but this reign may end very soon. Charlotte may now be a 12-time Women's Champion, but her reigns are often short-lived, giving the impression that all her reigns are just to boost her impressive career stats rather than because of story reasons. Last night, Charlotte cut a great promo on Raw, only to be interrupted by Alexa Bliss, who is still carrying Lily with her. Lily hasn't been working as of late, but Bliss has tried her best, and with the demonic doll by her side, fans can expect Bliss to win the title from Flair very soon. If that's the case, then Flair's latest reign will be yet another short one, which only serves to devalue the Raw Women's Championship. A Bliss title win will at least help increase the star power in the Raw Women's title picture, and going from this week's Raw, WWE have practically spoiled that the Queen's reign will end just as quickly as it began. This week's Raw also saw The Miz and John Morrison break up, ending their near 2-year tenure as a team, and the pair will be sharing the ring as opponents next week. It's been confirmed that it'll be Miz vs. Morrison on next week's Raw, which will also see a match between another broken-up team as Eva Marie takes on Doudrop. Those two split during SummerSlam, where Marie lost to Alexa Bliss, and expect more matches and moments to be announced for next week's Raw in the coming days. Perhaps fans will see Keith Lee next week, as the Limitless One didn't wrestle on TV last night, but worked yet another dark match where he squashed his opponent. It's been reported that WWE is giving Lee these dark matches as they figure out what to do with him next, but for now, the Limitless One will keep picking wins, albeit ones before the shows go live. And we're ending today with some video game news, as WWE's 2K series has received a mixed response from fans over the years, with 2K20 being universally panned by gamers. During SummerSlam, it was confirmed that WWE2K22 will launch next March, as opposed to later this year, but it may be the last game in the current series. According to Sports Gamers Online, WWE's relationship with 2K games is currently seriously strained, thanks in part due to the delay. Most of those within WWE wanted the game to release in its normal Survivor Series window. Those from 2K Sports and Visual Concepts, on the other hand, pushed hard for a delay of the launch. 2K is reportedly blaming this delay on WWE's mass exodus of talent this year, as the game would have had the most outdated roster a game has seen had it been released in November as planned. Fans will have to wait longer than planned for WWE 2K22, which has been described as a wrestling fans' wrestling game, but it may mark the end of the 9-year deal between the two companies. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.